You'd expect that everyone in a free society has the right to say whatever the hell they want. If you're not physically harming someone, then your speech and expression should be protected under law, no matter how edgy, immoral, or inaccurate it may be. But sadly, over the past few decades, free speech and expression has been under attack by the left. It was liberals all across the world that passed anti-hate speech and defamation laws solely for the protection of minority groups. In Canada, for example, the criminal code still prohibits hate speech, or what they call hate propaganda, which consists of, quote, inciting hatred against a certain group. So what does inciting hatred against a certain group actually mean? Well, I suppose that depends on the judge's discretion in a particular case, what consists of inciting hatred. But that vagueness within the law's wording is the problem with these types of laws. These laws are vague enough to apply to things that right now we would think should be perfectly legal, but in the future, especially as demographics change, we may not. Depictions of Muhammad or insulting Islam have always been a taboo subject in the Islamic world. But as we continue to see mass unrestrained immigration, that taboo washes up to our shores. In the UK, according to market research companies, 78% of British Muslims support punishing the Danish cartoons for publishing Muhammad. So every time you see 10 Muslims, according to the data, nearly 8 of them are against your fundamental rights to draw whatever heck you want to draw. Also in the UK, 68% of Muslims support the arrest and prosecution of anyone who insults Islam. So again, Brits, according to the data, if you see 10 Muslims, nearly 7 of them are against your fundamental freedoms to say whatever you want to say. They're against your right to say whatever you want to say in your own country. In America, 58% of Muslim Americans actually believe that criticism of Islam or Muhammad is not protected under the First Amendment, which it is protected under the First Amendment. Also in America, 45% believe that people who mock Islam should face criminal charges. Around 29% agree that violence against those who insult Muhammad or the Quran is acceptable. 12% believe that blasphemy against Islam should be punishable by death. And finally, 32% believe that Sharia law should be the supreme law of the land within America. That's right, 32% of American Muslims believe that Sharia law should be within America. Those are the bone-chilling stats within the United Kingdom and the United States. And as expected, just like their Middle Eastern brothers, these Muslim immigrants are not warriors of free speech and free expression. In fact, Muslims go further than our liberal counterparts do in restricting personal freedoms. They don't want to just censor speech or speech that incites hatred, but rather, Muslims want to censor anything that remotely denounces or criticizes their beloved religion. They, not all of them, but a lot of them, are anti-free speech and anti-free expression. The United States has pretty good protections for free speech and expressions. They're not the best, but they are significantly better than the vague laws we have within Canada. Those vague laws, it's illegal to incite hatred, will be the end of free speech in Canada, just as it is slowly chipping away at the laws within the United Kingdom and the United States. That being said, I believe because of the anti-free speech laws that we have currently here in Canada, Canada will usher in Islamism within North America. And it doesn't necessarily have to be through the sword or shadow governments that we usher in Islamism within North America, but rather, we will usher in Islamism within North America through the voting patterns of Muslim Canadians. Why? Because I believe a lot of Muslim Canadians don't fully support free speech and free expression when it comes to insulting Islam or depicting Muhammad negatively. I'm Jay Feza from the Rebel.media. If you want to protect the freedom of speech and expression, even from people who want to censor you, like, subscribe to The Rebel Edge.